Why, hello, rail fans of the world. It is I, Mr.RailYard here, back with another Let's Talk Train Heads live stream. I'm joined today by Flatiron. Hello, Flatiron. How are you
Howdy.
doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back on.
Hey, we loved hanging out with you last time, and we desperately needed you back this time. So, indeed. Also joining us today is a cult favorite for well over a year now. You know him, you love him. It's the Beatles show.
Is that really the case?
I guess people really like you.
I hope. I mean, I don't want to not be entertaining.
Well, you are. Well, I always tell people we're always the entertainers. So excited you guys can join us tonight. We're just gonna have fun. We're gonna chat about some stuff that's on our heads, and I'll be streaming some Gmod. And
Sorry if my voice sounds a little strange. I am eating at the moment.
Hey, that is okay. Let's see here real quick. I'm gonna see if we got anybody in the chat right now. Is there anybody on the stream right now? Not that I can see. Okay. But hey, we're doing all right. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna tidy up my room real quick. Just want to get some room tonight. Like I said, I'll also probably be doing some stuff in and out tonight, but for the most part, I'll be chatting and gaming with y'all. So I'm excited to hang out with you guys today. And with that, I have a question for all you guys. I really should have asked this last stream. How was your Easter?
Oh, my East.
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, did he cut out? Beetle?
Sorry, my machine was malfunctioning.
No, that's all right.
I was trying to. Sorry, my machine is crapping out on me. I really don't know what.
That's all right. If you need to fix it real quick, that's all right. We're in no hurry today, so.
Well, anyway.
Anyway, how was your guys' Easter?
I guess I'll answer while Beatles working out technical issues. It was fine. It was quiet.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't know what this thing is doing.
Oh.
Okay. Like I was saying, my Easter was good. I went and visited my grandparents.
Hey, grandparents are always awesome. So let's see here. You got anything cool for Easter, or like any cool memories you got to share, or just had a good Easter? I think Beetle, you there? Hey, Flaren, is he? Flaren, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Could you hear me through there? Was I?
No, we couldn't hear you.
I threw a bit of a tantrum. This machine is really getting on my nerves.
That's okay. Like I said, we're in no hurry tonight.
I swear, South Korean consumer products are always the worst built.
Really?
Like, I'm talking Samsung, LG, all the major South Korean manufacturers. I don't think I've ever had a quality product from that country.
South Korea?
Other than cars. They've made some decent automobiles over the years,
Mm-hmm.
but electronics apparently is just completely outside of that country's field of expertise, because I've never had a quality product in that field come from over there.
I can't really speak to like my experience with any South Korean made products that are electronic, but I know that like people have mixed feelings about Chinese made electronics, and I haven't heard too much about South Korea though.
Yeah,
From
I
my
can't speak much to
experience,
it.
Chinese made stuff, it kind of depends on the stuff. There's some products made over there that are really high quality. Other stuff that I wouldn't get my hands on. I hear that Chinese made electric cars are supposedly a lot better than ours, and Chinese made computers have a tendency to be really good too. But at the same time, there are some Chinese market products that I probably would not try to get my hands on.
Okay, that's understandable. I just all that I will say is that I love Chinese steam locomotives. That's the one thing in China you can definitely count on. That I
Oh yeah,
really
they definitely know how to make steam engines. That's definitely the case.
Yeah, they've been building them for well over 100 years. Let's see.
Indeed, that they have.
But let's see. Hey Beetle, quick question.
Hmm.
What is the map that you used as the home for like the Beatles?
That map is called GM Spudwick Links.
Can you spell that out, because I've never heard that pronunciation before. I do apologize.
GM underscore
All right, got that.
SPUDWICK.
Okay.
And then underscore again,
Okay.
LINCS. It's the name of a fictional British town.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
Now, the map itself is supposed to be a fictional town, but whenever I use it like it's a suburb of London.
I see. Let's see here. Oh, hold on, guys. We might have something cool from CPKC. Wait a minute. So we got something cool from the Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railway. Ooh. Might have to check that out later. Right now we gotta get to streaming. We gotta have some fun. You know what, guys? We gotta have some fun. That's important, right?
I would say so.
Awesome. Let's see here. Beatles. Let's make sure we got all the fun Beatles stuff, because I might see if we can get might see if we can get friends of ours on the show today from the Beatles show. So stay tuned for that. What else do I think I'll be fine for now. Okay, I'm gonna turn on. Let me get Gmod all fired up real quick. Then I'll exit out and I'll start stream. But yeah, it's almost. Can you believe it? It's already spring, you know, and it's coming up to summertime. It goes by real quick. Jeez.
Interestingly enough, summer is the longest season of the year,
Really?
and winter is the shortest.
That's weird that
Although
you say that, because like up here in Michigan, it feels like the longest.
it does, it definitely feels the longest. And it's kind of funny, when you're a kid, you'd probably think summer is the shortest season because it just seems to fly right by.
Oh, indeed. All right, let me fire up the puppy here so we can share Gmod to the world. Okay. Let's turn that on. All right, let's just make sure we got all the add-ons here real quick. By the way, can you guys see the stream? Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool. Beetle, can you see it?
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's see. I'll make it multiplayers for now because we'll see. Just in case. You know what? Let's go to the Beatles' home. What do you guys think? Should we do that?
If you want, I could show you around the place.
Awesome. All right, let's fire up. By the way, people in the chat, I won't be always able to see your comments and stuff, but I will try to periodically take a look at them to the best of my abilities. So if you guys have any questions, anything that you need to let me know, or if you just want to chit chat, let me know. Put it in the comments, and I'll try and make sure periodically to check the chat. So, come on, game. Come on, game. We're starting to. Come on. Oh, we're in London. Well, suburb of London. Not Ontario, Canada. This is London, UK. All right. And I think to show us around, we might need a friend. What do you think, Beetle? Beetle? Did he die on me again?
Is Paul McCartney dead?
I don't know. Hair. Mask. I don't want the mask. Headset can go bye-bye. Body type. Hair. Mustache. I don't want a mustache. Glasses. We can leave the glasses. What happens when we take the glasses off? Okay, skin, bone, body. Jeez. No. Oh no. Come on. There we go. Hello, John. How's it going today? You doing good? Doing good. All right. And it appears that Beetle has left the chat. Oh, now he's back. All right. Can you hear us? Okay, Beetle.
I can. I've been talking to you.
Yeah, you left the chat and I couldn't see you.
Yeah, that was by accident. It's like I said, this machine is really getting on my nerves.
I could understand. Well, we have our friend here. It's John. Hi, John. How are you doing today?
I just voiced him.
Wait. Oh. Sorry, John. I did not hear you. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm good enough.
Good. Can you show me around this wonderful place? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you. But can you show me around this place?
All right, just follow me.
Okay. Well, where do we go? Where are we going? John, tell me where are we going?
Away from you, you're annoying me.
I'm not annoying you. Dang, I thought you were talking about peace and love, man.
Yeah, I'm on break.
I'm on break. Okay, well, you know what? I got a little assistance for you. Do you mind if I use my magical device thing?
Sure.
Okay.
He's had enough of
If this were a real Beatles show episode, this would probably be where the huge fight starts.
Indeed. All right, Beetle. What is this place?
It's the suburb.
Yeah, but appears I can't go through it. Is it invisible?
Nah, this is just where the fabric of reality ends. They're gonna have it fixed by the end of the week.
All right. Let's see what else. Oh, what is this place over here?
Moulton's Farm Shop. In some of the early episodes, this was a place we hung out, but it hasn't really appeared in newer episodes.
All right. You mind if we go inside?
All right.
Oh, I'll take a look. Oh, hold on. Let me get you in here. All right. But yeah, tell me a little bit about this place here.
Well, they don't serve very good stuff, but hey, it's locally grown, so we buy it anyway.
Yeah, especially with the economy as it is now. Honestly, it's better to buy local.
Oh, don't worry, we live in England. We don't have to worry about your tariffs.
No, that's true.
Ouch.
Yeah, definitely. Ouch. Hey, can I come to the UK?
Well, the immigration process is decently streamlined. I suppose you probably could.
Okay. Well, I guess Mr.RailYard's moving to the United Kingdom, so I guess I'm now British without an accent. I feel so weird. Oh,
Well, why isn't he moving?
did I freeze him? Oh, there we go. Come on, John. Why are you not? Why, John? Are you
He's
okay?
stuck.
Oh, John.
Here,
John.
I'm gonna test something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna minimize the app for a second, and then I'm gonna talk, and you
All
tell
right.
me if you could hear what I said.
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Nope.
Could you
No.
hear any of that?
Nope.
All right, I just needed to test it. So I'm trying to talk to multiple people at once, so I have to switch between apps.
Oh, okay. All right, let's see here, John. Sorry if I'm carrying you with my magical device thing, but yeah, you got a lovely town here so far. What else can you show me? This lovely town.
Well, do you want to see where me and the lads live?
Oh, absolutely.
The house is right around the corner.
All right, so we're gonna walk over. So tell me where to turn.
Not this way.
Not that way.
Yes, this
All right.
way.
All right, so here we go. Here we
Go
go.
down that road.
Get down this road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. Come on, come on. All right. Tell me when to turn.
There's a small turnoff right at the end here.
All right.
There it is.
Whoa. We are at the official Beatles home, guys. Can you believe that? That is amazing.
Interesting fact, I've been thinking about moving the Beatles. Like, I've been thinking about giving them another home.
Really? But I really like this home.
Oh, yeah, it is nice. But I'm just wondering what else might be available. You never know if there might be another home that's also really nice.
Oh, indeed. But, so tell me a little bit about the history of this home. When did you get this? And, tell me a little bit more about this fine place.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't know anything about the place since we purchased it in the early 60s. Other than that, it's just a house.
All right. Can we go inside?
I mean, you're here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Then walk in.
Okay. Can't believe I'm moving John Lennon with my magical device.
You're moving him with the power of your mind.
With the power of my mind. What do you think of the power of the mind?
Well, I make music with it, so it must be interesting.
All right. So This
Is
is
it
your
as
living
powerful
room.
as the power of that wallpaper? Good God.
Oh,
Don't
gosh.
look at me. I'm not the one who installed this wallpaper.
Okay. Well, we're not making fun of your home. We really like your home, Beetle.
This was all Ringo's idea.
Oh, this was Rink. Okay. Well, I'll let him go because he was the voice of my childhood. So.
I love that. He was the voice of mine too. I watched nothing but Thomas growing up.
All right. So this is the living room. Oh. So what do you do here?
What else? Watch the telly, listen to the radio, relax.
Ah, sweet. Let's see here. Then we got the kitchen. Is this when you did the advertisement?
It's like
This
the
is the
bathroom
one.
from Saw.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm not allowed to. Well, actually, I'm not supposed to have this, but this is for filming. This is for educational purposes.
Calm down, Mr. Chapman.
You have all new kitchen gun.
I'll go kitchen gun. Am I allowed to use it?
Ah, all right. People have done worse.
Okay. Well, might as well do it safely out here. Dang,
This
it doesn't
sink is
work.
filthy. With 3 shots from kitchen gun,
Bang, bang, bang. Hold on. Let me
and
try
it
that.
sparkles like new.
Hold on. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, yeah, I'll put it away, Beetle, because safety reasons. But let's see what else you got around here. This is your dining room. This is where you had that crappy pizza, which I feel bad for you guys.
That is the place where we filmed that one.
But yep, just want to make sure. Sorry, I'm using the power of my mind. Oh, this must be where you make your music.
Yep, this is the music room.
Oh, sweet. Do you use this piano?
That is the very piano where I recorded Imagine. But don't touch it. It's a valuable antique now.
Okay, yeah, don't touch it. Nope. Sorry, Beetle. I used the power of my mind. All right, what else can you show me? Oh. Okay, that must be the... I can't believe I'm lifting John Lennon with the power of my mind. Can we go upstairs, Beetle? Can we go upstairs, John?
All right. I mean, you're already inside the house.
Oh, boop. All right. So which one's which here?
Just open the doors and find out.
All right. Whose room is this?
It's the computer room.
Oh, really? Wow. Hey, by the way, John, are you subscribed to my channel, by the way?
I don't even know you.
You do know me.
Well, maybe I know a little about you.
Well, didn't Mr. Beetle told you about me?
Okay, but I didn't listen much. But to
Okay,
be fair, he did tell me about you while I was dealing with a much more important issue. Let's just say there was a bit of a badger infestation in the building.
I see. Well, hopefully my videos fixed that up. Made you feel better. Made a positive impact on your life.
Are you a pest exterminator?
Well, as a magical railroad conductor, I guess you can say I guess you can say that.
Well, then can
What
you
does
do
that
something to
mean?
prevent badgers from getting in the house?
Yeah, kitchen gun. Watch this.
And it sparkles like new!
So what do you think, Beetle?
You're hired.
Okay. All right. Let's get you to the computer room so that you can. There you go. Let's get you in
All
the.
I'm gonna say is when you point a gun at John Lennon, I feel concerned.
No, I'm not pointing a gun at John. No, we're not doing that. But hey,
You
John.
just did it.
No, I didn't.
You just
Don't
had a
worry.
gun pointed at John
Everybody
Lennon.
shoots everybody sometime.
So, all right, Beetle is now going to subscribe to my channel, I guess, and he's now squatting.
How much you gonna pay me to do it?
No, this is all for fun. You're showing all the people here. You know, all my fans are fans of you guys.
Oh, okay. You got me.
Okay. Did you do it?
Uh-huh.
That
What about the
uses-
other Beatles?
It's not even facing the right
Okay.
way.
Well, I guess I'll ask. You know what? Let's ask the train guy. And what
Oh,
on
dear.
earth?
I don't know. What do you think of my new costume, John?
You look like my Aunt Mary.
Hi, Ringo. Do you know me?
Aren't you the guy who that Shining Time people work for?
Kind of. You could say some of the lines like that. But have you heard of a gentleman called Mr.RailYard before?
Oh, that's you!
Yeah, that's me.
I just thought of something insanely funny we could do here.
Okay.
I'll just voice you a Beatles show episode live right here. I'll do all my voices and do it all for you right here.
Oh, sweet. See, hey, we'll make this the official Mr. RailYard Beatles live show. But first, we gotta get. Someone is asking me to get in the chat, so we gotta make sure he's on board. Hey, can I still join? Absolutely. Come on board. Come on up. Come on. If you can, make sure if you can get the link. So, yeah. So today, I guess we're gonna do a unofficial Mr. Beatles show episode. So, all right. Give me a moment. Okay. So we gotta wait a minute to let him in, but yeah. So. Yeah, I guess I will rename the stream next to the unofficial Mr. Beetle show. Beetle John meets the train man, or so. I don't know.
Okay.
I have
Alrighty, here's I'm gonna start doing it right now.
Oh wait. We gotta wait for my friend. We gotta wait for Atlantic Coastliner, Rail Fanner.
Oh.
He wants to join in the
Atlantic
fun.
Coast Rail Fanner?
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine too. He's a friend of our channel. You know, a friend of mine is a friend of yours. A friend of that is a friend of mine.
I'm currently out and about right now, and I just saw a BMW, so I'm definitely happy.
Nice.
Everything's about automobiles with me.
But let's see here. Just sorry guys. I want to make sure Atlantic Coast Rail Fanner can get in the fun here. So just give him a moment and he should be in. Oh boy. Let's see here.
It's done.
Let's see here. Sorry, like I said, I do apologize, but like I said, I want to get them in the experience.
Just for fun,
Yeah.
let me share with you a crazy story I once read. Like, just for the sake of helping us wait for Atlantic Coast Rail Fanner.
Yeah, share away.
Did you know that there was an accident that happened in, I think, Florida? I forget where. I think it was Florida. But there
Okay.
were these hunters,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was rather abusive to his dog. He tried to swat at his dog using the butt of his hunting rifle. But
Oh.
then the butt of his rifle struck the ground and it fired right into his stomach. And he lived just long enough to tell the paramedics what happened to him. This guy, that's probably the ultimate example of karma. The guy was abusing an animal under his care, and he removed himself from the gene pool by doing it.
Ow. Yeah.
Animal abusers are people who, let's just say, don't exactly have the nicest reputation, and they do not deserve a good one.
Indeed.
But it's very rare you see karma go straight for somebody like that. In fact,
absolutely.
I'm kind of tired of seeing all the bad people get away with everything they do.
Oh, indeed. But hey, speaking of amazing people, guess who's here?
Oh, he's here now?
Oh yeah, but before we get into the story, I want to introduce you guys to let him tell you a little bit about his story. Really cool guy. He's got an amazing story to tell. You know him, you like him. If you like covers of lots and lots of trains, you know him. Gosh dang it. It's the one, the only Atlantic Coast Rail Fanner. Hello, sir. Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. I actually just got back home from work, and is my audio working fine? Because my computer's been having some pretty weird audio problems lately.
Oh, you're fine, man. We can hear you quite well.
Oh, thank God.
But yeah, if you don't mind, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? A little bit about you, your YouTube channel, and how you got into trains and, in this case, Beatles.
Sure. So my name's Caleb. May not know. I'm a Atlantic
Caleb's
Coast
a
Rail.
nice name.
Yeah, it's spelled with a K instead of a C though.
Honestly, I
And-
think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I can say I'm a Atlantic Coast Rail Fanner on YouTube. That's where I post my rail fanning stuff. I'm also Pyrotech 4051, where I post my outdoor warning siren and fire alarm content, and Beatles CSX, which is my music channel, which I'm hoping to turn more into a music channel, and where I post my video comics from Gmod, hopefully soon. And
Sweet.
I'd say I got into trains. This is probably like the most unoriginal way, but I got into trains mostly because of Thompson Friends. Me and my brother used to binge watch the hell out of it all the time, and it just kind of stuck with me.
Sweet.
And as for the Beatles, when I was 3 years old, I used to go with my dad with him to work because that was his way of watching me when I was younger. But he used to keep on Yellow Submarine for me, and I just fell in love with the song, and I still love Yellow Submarine today. Like I still think about it in my head rent free.
Hey, it's a good song.
Yeah, and I'm 21 years old now, so I'm still here.
Hey, I'm glad you're here today, and I'm glad you can come and enjoy some shenanigans with Beatles. I guess we're having an unofficial Beatles episode
Yeah,
live.
and another thing I should also mention is that I've been setting my sights out more on helping people with their things. Like I've been trying to help Beatles Show here with his series, and I've been helping with several Train Z series, including running my own. Oh,
What's
he
wrong?
left. Uh-oh.
Oh, Beetle left.
He
Well,
might be
he's
jailbreaking
having
his
some
computer.
internet problems lately.
Oh.
Lately on the show here today, and it's not. I don't know what's wrong, but he might be back in a few minutes. But
Yeah. So yeah, I've been kind of, as I was saying, I've been kind of setting my sights out more on like helping people with their shows and series and whatnot, and it's been paying off well, I say, because I like helping people.
hey, that's awesome, man. I really do appreciate your help with a lot of different shows. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like what you've been involved, like your music, the shows you've been in, all the above.
So I guess I can start with music. That I just started recording music back in February, and right now I'm kind of on a hiatus from it because, like I said, my computer's been having some weird audio problems, and it hasn't been really recording my audio, and my aux jack on my computer's been acting funny. I took it to a repair shop the other day, but they didn't do anything. So I'm going with like a plan B. So and I have other plans for that. So but just for the moment now, I'm just kind of taking a break from making music at the moment. Plus, I already made a lot, and it's been going well.
Yeah, because you've covered a lot of cool songs, like from like the "I Love Toy Trains" and lots of trains.
I
You've covered
covered,
that.
yes. So my first, I call it my home album. The first one I made. Oh, he's back.
Welcome back, Beetle.
Sorry, I think I know what happened. We passed through an area with really poor cell signal.
Oh,
I'll be right back, quick, but please continue. Um,
yeah. So as I was saying, I covered about a bit of railroad music for my first home album, which I called "Stop, Look, and Listen," and I've covered Union Pacific's "Great Big Rolling Railroad" and amongst other songs. I even covered "Act Naturally" from Buck Owens, which I actually just recovered those songs not long ago.
They're gonna put me in the movie.
Like here, can I screen share here? Because if I can probably try to show you guys. Um, I don't know. I've never used this app before. Share screen. Here it is.
I think
Share
you might have
screen.
to wait until RailYard gets back.
Yeah, all right. But here I'm gonna open up my music, and then I'll demonstrate some of my music for you, or my covers, I should say. Like here, I'll just share my screen on the media player here, and then when RailYard gets back, I'll play for it. Which the audio won't sound the best because, like I said, my computer's audio has been acting funny, and I have no idea how to fix it. So, I should probably do this. Let me hold on. Do do do.
In the town where I was born, lived a man
To
who
sail to
sailed to
sea.
sea, and he told me of his life in the land of submarines. So he sailed onto the sun, and we found a sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in our yellow submarine.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. And our friends are all aboard. Many more of them live next door. And the band begins to play. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Mm-hmm. Full speed ahead, Mr. Parker. Full speed ahead.
First pretty nice, sir.
Action stations, drop the cable.
Oh, sir,
Captain. As we live a life of ease,
ease.
every one of
Every
us
one of
has
us
all we need.
has all we need.
Sky of blue and sea of green in our yellow submarine.
submarine.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow
submarine.
Well, as soon as you said that song was one of the things that got you into the Beatles, let me just say this. That song brings back memories for me. It was one of my first Beatles songs, one of the first that I got really into.
Yeah, it was the first I've heard, and the one that it was also the one that really got me into them. I also have heard "All You Need Is Love" a lot as well.
Twist and Shout was the first Beatles song I ever heard, and I loved it the first time I ever heard it. But uh, it's funny. We all have a first Beatles song that brings back lots of memories for us because it got us into the band.
You know what I'm still kind of laughing about in my head at Beatles show?
Oh,
When I sent you that voice message the other day being like, "Oh, those Beatles decided to forge my plans again. Ugh, I hate those Beatles so much. Johnson, put in Rubber Soul." But sir, I thought you said I said put in Rubber Soul.
I love your Mr. Me voice so much that lately I've been thinking that maybe I should hand over the reins, let you be his voice actor.
Oh, I would love to. Mr. Me is genuinely a great character in my opinion.
And especially now that Bullwinkle is a character, my Bullwinkle voice and my Mr. Me voice sound so similar that I don't want two characters sounding exactly the same. So I have decided, like, how would you like to be his voice actor from now on? How would you like to be the voice of Mr. Me?
I'd love to. Really, I'd love to.
You're hired.
Oh, sweet.
Hire you on the spot.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Sorry about that. Just had to do some things real quick, but
Yeah,
how are you all doing?
we're doing good. I was about to show off a couple of the songs I covered.
Yeah, show us a couple of cool songs.
I think I don't know if you can see it, but I have the my thing open here.
Great Big Rolling Railroad. Let's hear this.
Yeah, this is the re-recorded one I did.
Oh, sweet.
Cheyenne and Nairobi. We're headed west from Boise on the main line to the sea.
Yeah, this is good.
Lake City on to Vegas and LA. We're the Union Pacific and we got the right of way. From the green field of the prairies to the blue Pacific shores, we deliver your freight cargo and come rolling home for more. On the backbone of our nation, you can see us make it fly. We're the Union Pacific, and we're gonna be on time. From the green field of the prairies to the blue Pacific shores, we deliver your great cargo and come rolling home for more. On the backbone of our nation, you can see
RailYard, you got another asking if you could join.
Pacific, and we're gonna be on time.
Yeah. I can send it to you here shortly. That's pretty good, man. That is really good. I really like it.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with how it came out. Let's see, which one do you want to hear next? Do you want to hear Act Naturally, Lots and Lots of Trains, or
Could we hear one of your original songs?
one of my original songs? Sure. Do you want to hear an instrumental or one of my vocal songs?
Whatever floats your boat, floats mine.
Okay, I'll play one of my instrumentals then. I'll play you one which I'm quite proud of how it came out. I call this song "Beauty of Ashley." It's supposed to be a theme song for a character in my Train series, because I've been writing like instrumental songs for characters in my series just to kind of make it feel more original, you know. And so I'll play you this one, which is, again, it's called "Beauty of Ashley," and I'm really proud of how it came out.
Could you turn it up a little bit?
Yeah.
I can barely hear it. That's weird. Oh, and where did Beetle go? Dang it. That's weird. Well, hello, Gabe. How's it going today?
It's going pretty good. I'm doing a railroader game to
Awesome.
use Canadian Pacific H1B Hudson
Oh,
to
sweet.
represent CPKC Final Spike Tour.
Oh, that's
Groovy.
That's the Canadian Pacific 2016 that I'm driving.
Let's see. Hold on, let me see if I can figure this out, because I have the volume all the way up. Strange.
Oh, hey, Beetle.
I'm sorry, I really wish I knew what was wrong with this thing.
Hey, that's all right.
Here, I'll just play another one. I'll try playing another one of my covers here.
I had an interesting idea for something we could all do.
Yeah.
I told it before you came in here, Atlantic Coast.
Mhm.
It was that I would reenact a Beatles show episode live.
Yes. You know what? Here, I'll try playing this.
All right.
They're gonna make a big star out of me. Oh, all I gotta do is act naturally.
That's pretty good. I really like that one.
Yeah.
You definitely got good skills with that guitar. It's gotten to the point where I've questioned about asking you for covers of songs.
I can consider. Also, if you're fine with me saying, we actually did work on a theme song for Beatles show.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm not uncomfortable saying that. The only reason I haven't unveiled it, even though the song is complete, is because I haven't gotten around to animating an intro for it.
Yeah. Would you
Oh,
Would you mind if I showed off the song or?
Go ahead, show it off.
Yeah, but I just want to make it clear here first that this is not like a song that I made with instruments. We actually took the instrumental off of a Scooby Doo TV show, and we just kind of parodied it. That's what I mean. It's a parody.
Yeah, we
Okay.
Weird Al'd it.
Yeah, Weird Al
Weird
it
Al it.
exactly. Let's do it. Da-da-da.
I can't hear it.
The lads and I are racing around from coast to coast.
Rocky keeps on doing what he does the most. Hey, come on, get involved in the Beatles are resolved.
Join us for the Beatles show.
Yeah, it's just this instrumental bit for a second,
Hmm.
then the vocals kick in again.
Hey, come on, get involved in the Beatles are resolved.
That's our pal.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm quite glad with how it came out.
I'm happy too. I did end up retaking my lines on it because I wasn't satisfied with how they lined up with the song. I guess I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things like that.
But if it works, it works.
Indeed. It doesn't sound really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
whose engine is this?
Oh, this is my favorite. Right
See,
here.
Oh
good.
yeah,
David.
I should have recognized
That's
it.
the locomotive. I did downloaded it on Nucleus Mods for the Railroader.
Oh, pretty
That's cool.
What game is that?
It's the Railroader.
Oh, I've never played that game.
So I painted all the passenger cars to represent the Canadian Pacific steam train excursion.
That's pretty cool. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you. Hello, and thank you for stopping by. Glad you can join us today.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Quick question for all of you guys, since
What's
we're
up?
all like trains here.
Mhm.
I have a genuine question for all you guys. Since this is, what do you think about this locomotive here, 2016? Can we get a zoom in view a little bit in?
Well, it's a
game?
beautiful looking engine, and there's no doubts that it's quality engineering.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what class she is. She's H something.
H1B.
H1B. I love how Canadian Pacific designed their passenger steam locomotives. Like they look so sleek somehow, and yeah, I love the paint scheme they gave them. Like I feel like CP really had some unique steam locomotives. Unlike now, where they just care more about their corporate image. Unlike back then, where they had really beautiful steam engines from both freight and passenger usage. Like, I'm a real big fan of the CP Selkirk locomotives, even though those are gone. But I absolutely
Actually,
love
there's
20.
two still around.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about the freight Selkirks.
Oh, the freight Selkirk. Oh, yeah. Those
they're
ones.
all gone, but two of the passenger ones are still remaining.
Yep.
If you ask me, Canadian Pacific should go out of its way to make more of its own stuff in Canada rather than relying on imported goods. Especially now in the tariff universe, I'm sure it would benefit the local economy and everything.
Well, Canadian Pacific is now CPKC, and the problem is their railroad runs through the U.S. to get into Mexico to serve Mexico as well.
Well, see, that's no stranger because CP has been running to America since they took over like Soo Line, Milwaukee, and since they took over Soo Line and whatever other roads.
Well,
And
the Sioux bought the Milwaukee.
yeah, Soo took over Milwaukee.
But aren't
then
they still a
CP took over
Canadian
Soo.
company?
They are.
Yep.
Well, then surely they should be able to hire some people, like maybe from Bombardier, to design new trains for them.
And I think CN is trying to be a lot more competitive lately ever since the merger happened because CN's been going on like a spree of like trying to buy out smaller short line railroads and taking over, which the more I look at CN, the more I think that they're literally almost a modern day Chessie, but they took over way more than Chessie did.
Oh, indeed.
Trying to buy everybody else out is a shady business practice, and it's the reason why antitrust laws need to exist.
See, when the CPKC merger was announced, CN tried butting in to take over KCS, but that didn't happen, obviously. In fact, CP at one point tried taking over Norfolk Southern, but of course that failed.
And the reason why that happened was because of a certain someone that actually put this engine in the shed for a long time. You know him, you hate him, E. Hunter Harrison.
Yeah. Hunter Harrison.
Yeah,
you know him, you hate him indeed.
I'm sorry. I blame him for why CN, CP, and why most of major roads now are just way more corporate because he had a good. I describe it like precision schedule railroading. Good idea on paper, but bad in practice because less trains, yes, but like when you're making longer trains, it just creates more problems.
That's true. And precision scheduled railroading is literally what led to the disaster in East Palestine, Ohio, if you remember.
And don't forget, NS is closer to going out of business than they were in years.
Indeed.
And that's why Norfolk Southern's been such a bad reputation and been bad loophole lately where they're trying so hard to get their business back up. But when they got a new CEO, he got fired for sexual misconduct allegations or something like that. And then a new CEO took over, and apparently the new CEO wants to re-implement PSR.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm gonna put out like a coin here that I'm gonna predict that within several years, NS is gonna be the next railroad to go become a fallen flag.
Yeah, in that case, I don't know who would want to buy Norfolk Southern.
BNSF.
Well, given that corporate consolidation is a natural thing in the world of unregulated capitalism, it's only natural that somebody will step in and buy up their assets, even if they end up liquidating the company.
That's
like
what Conrail.
What I think would happen is that BNSF will probably get one share of it, and CSX will get another share, because BNSF has some pretty good. Because BNSF right now they have pretty good relations with NS, and they interchange with them a lot at Memphis and other places.
But yeah, I know that the Union Pacific still have this. I know the steam locomotives still have big boy for the Union Pacific Railroad, which is a big steam locomotive, ever been built.
Yeah, and you also should think that because CSX is trying to, dominate the southeastern market, because while they're competing with NS, that they would take over some of the assets that NS would liquidate or NS would have had if NS ends up becoming the next fallen flag.
This is my biasy, but I want to ask you guys genuinely, regardless of a lot of different things, what is your opinions on the new railroad CPKC?
CPKC. Now, this is an interesting topic. I mean, admittedly, I was excited for a new railroad to finally be coming around and a new merger to come around because this is the first merger we've seen since BNSF. But the bad thing about it is that CP just, because like I said earlier, CP cares more for their corporate image. They care more, and seemingly what they're doing now, they're trying to do everything they can to shove KCS out the window and just take over everything and call everything the CP rail system.
What we need to do is more strongly enforce and what's the word I'm looking for?
Shareholder.
Antitrust. I'm big on antitrust laws, and we really need to stop running businesses as if they're designed for shareholder profits.
No, you know.
And
I'm sorry.
What's really sad is that most businesses in North America are designed that way. And not only is this suicidal in this regard, it's suicidal in almost every other regard, because whenever there's a recession, the company's like, oh, let's dip into our savings to get through this period. Oh, wait, we gave them all to shareholders. Well, I guess it's time for mass layoffs.
That's exactly right. But here's the thing, though. Honestly, I think the biggest problem that the railroads have been struggling with lately is the fact that they're hiring people who don't even know how to run a railroad. They're just hiring all these businessmen to run the railroad like they know what they're doing.
Believe it or not, that is not just a problem in railroading. I could not possibly agree with you more there, but that's a problem in almost every industry. And now, it wasn't a problem for a long time, but ever since the rise of unregulated capitalism in the 1980s, the problem has just arisen to the point that it's basically unstoppable. Companies want to treat everything like it's business. They want to tell engineers what to do. They want to butt into business that really shouldn't be theirs. Do you know how Boeing airplanes used to be really, really good, but now they're some of the worst in the world? Well, part of the reason for that is because of this happening. Originally, the company's corporate culture was very open and engineer-centric. Like the corporate board knew not to get itself entangled into what the engineers were up to. When the engineers asked for money for the project, they just said, "Go ahead, have it." They knew that spending money on projects was important, and that led to some of the best products the aviation world has ever seen. But then in the 1990s, in comes a new administration when Boeing merged with McDonnell Douglas. And they did everything they could to get in the engineers' way. The corporate board was now making more decisions than it ever had. They tried to cut costs. They tried to be more cutthroat and profit driven. And now we have the 737 MAX failure.
Mm-hmm.
This is the inevitable result of that, and it happens all over the industry, and it happens in industries that affect me too. Remember, I'm a big car person. Well, I see this happening in automobile manufacturers all the time. And fun fact: have you ever heard of the Honda S2000?
Yeah,
it's often considered one of the best sports cars ever made. And the reason the car was so good was because Honda made sure not to include the monopoly men in suits at the top of the company in the vehicle's development. They just assembled a team of their best engineers and said, "We want a sports car. Here's all the money you could ever need to design it." So they poured money into the car's development, and the result was one of the best sports cars the world has ever seen. This is what happens when you let the professionals do their thing.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah, like I was saying, that's the whole problem with the railroads now, is that you have all these businessmen who don't even know what they're doing being the ones to run the railroads and like they know what they're doing. And another thing another thing I see is the fact that, nowadays companies are just so concerned more about, saving an extra buck or two. They don't care about quality. They don't care about whatever. They just it's quantity over quality anymore, which is
Indeed.
sad. And you can look at like you can look at UP, like Union Pacific, for instance. They still have a strong Steam program. That's because that's because is it Ed Dickens who's the head of it, or yeah? So because Ed Dickens actually knows what the hell he's doing, and he and of course he's the and he's some could argue that him and his team are the reason. Of course, obviously him and his team are the reason why the big boy, the 844, are still operational. But apparently, like, there's rumors going around that Union Pacific got a new CEO and he wants the big boy to not run because he thinks the big boy is too costly to run.
And that's kind of ironic you said that, because the CEO of CPKC wanted to run 2816.
Yeah, that's because the CEO of CPKC, he actually at least paid a mind to the fact that they had 2816 at least, because when take Norfolk Southern again, for instance, back in like 2012 they had a Steam program where they mostly had 611, Southern 4501, or Southern 630 even running the excursions. But then when Jim Squires took over, he just shoved all that out the window, and because he wanted NS to save an extra buck.
I think the biggest problem with the Class 1s is they don't really like to show off the cool stuff that the public likes, aka steam locomotives and old passenger cars. Like old cool stuff.
Because they're so scared for some reason about losing so much money or whatever.
It's kind of weird. And also another thing that's stopping Steam from running on the main line, especially Steam that's not owned by CPKC or UP, is positive train control.
Like, if I remember right, even though I think CNO 2716's restoration's on hold right now, I think CSX is still interested in her running on their lines, because they talked about wanting it to run on the Santa train and whatnot. But like I said, her restoration at the moment's on hold.
Oh yeah. I feel like CSX. I'm gonna. Okay, you guys can debate me on this, but I think the two Class 1s that I actually have a lot of respect for right now is obviously CPKC and CSX. I can get into CPKC, but I really want to stress why I really like CSX. I feel like their new management is trying to really wanting to try to get off of like this precision schedule railroading crap.
Oh, they have the moment he took over.
Yep, and then like they have the.
Well, that's definitely great news.
And they got new heritage units, and they're introducing a new Christmas train. So they now have 2 Christmas trains.
So I can tell you this here is that ever since CSX got new management, because of the absolute disaster that the previous CEO made it, the current CEO, one of his first things was getting rid of PSR, because he knew that PSR was making him look bad and causing so many accidents that it was just making him ridiculous. And because of him, now CSX is one of the most favored railroads to work for, because they're much more easygoing. They have a more spread out schedule, what it seems. And of course, and of course, I think the CEO himself is actually a railroader in a way too. So,
yeah, and he's also a car guy too.
Yep,
he loves cars.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't see that coming. What's he got? What's his car?
I don't remember, but if you watch like the Railway Age magazine interview, which is on YouTube, he does tell what kind of cars he has.
Yeah.
Well, I could definitely get used to this guy.
Yeah.
And then, do you mind if I explain why I like CPKC?
Go ahead.
Now, I will say this. I do have a bias because Canadian Pacific is my favorite railroad. But when you mentioned about the KCS part of the railroad, I wanted to. I can understand where you come from, but now these are rumors. I cannot confirm or deny it, and I don't think this is true yet. I don't want to confirm anything, but from what I've heard from people, they're considering making heritage units, which I'm all down for. Honestly, it'd be nice to have a CPKC heritage unit for Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, Southern railroads, but it'd also be nice to have something like technically CPKC. It has heritage of National Railways of Mexico, so we can have a
Yep.
National Railways of Mexico heritage unit. We can have
Sioux Line,
Sioux Line heritage unit,
Milwaukee.
We can have so many heritage units.
Yeah,
It's crazy. But
and that's if at least they do it. I mean, right now I think I don't want to give them too much shade because of course they're just a new railroad and they're still trying to lay themselves out. But of course, like a lot of people are mad at them because it seemingly now just looks like CP just wanted to take over KCS and kind of give them no credit for anything.
I will say this: the new railroad really wants to preserve the Canadian Pacific branding because it's familiar. But if you look at the paint scheme that they introduced last year,
Mm-hmm.
if you can squint a little bit, if you can look into the keyhole, you can probably on the rear end locomotive, you can definitely tell they got a little bit of KCS heritage.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem a lot of people have is that they've only put a little, not enough to give nods to KCS.
And I will say this: they renamed a subdivision after a former KCS worker, and the national bridge between the U.S. and Mexico in Laredo, Texas, that was named after the last president of Kansas City Southern, who unfortunately died last year. So, but like I said, I understand why people. Trust me, I have a really good friend of mine who's a KCS guy, but he understands too that the new railroad wants to try to preserve both railroads' heritage, but
yeah, and that's
they also
something
want to. They
sorry.
I also want to stress this out. They still run the KCS Santa train.
Holiday train.
Sorry, my bad. The Holiday Express. My bad.
Mhm.
They still run the CP Holiday train.
Yep.
And they even still run the Holiday train down in Mexico that was owned by Kansas City Southern de Mexico. So, like I said, I don't want to give them too much. Well, and obviously 2816,
Yeah, and one thing I can say is that, I mean, if I can look past, the shady corporate businesses they do, I like all the railroads, honestly. I mean, they're all, at the end of the day, they're all railroads. And, me being an avid rail fan, I'll take what I get. And,
Indeed.
I mean, even as much as Norfolk Southern is a disaster now, I still rail fan them on like normally when I'm in a rail fanning area because where I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, there is no trains. So,
Well, let's just say this. I mean, you can love trains and you can love the railroad without loving the people at the top of the corporate chain. I mean,
exactly.
the trains themselves are completely detached from it. Like, I've been in that situation before too. I like cars a lot. Well, there's a lot of companies and a lot of people at the top of many of their corporate boards that I'd like to sock for a couple. I'm not a big fan of the people at the top of Mitsubishi with all the corporate scams they've been through. And yet, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT is one of my favorite sports cars of all time.
Basically, sorry.
And then there's, of course, things like Volkswagen. I don't really trust the company anymore after all the scandals they've gone through. But whenever I see a Volkswagen Golf GTI on the street, I immediately snap my head around.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And see, I think to put it simply, like what you said, you can always separate the art from the artist. Where you can love the product but hate the company.
Indeed.
You definitely can.
So like, but in my things, well, in my kind of views, I try to, have an open mind about everything. I try not to look at all the negatives for everything. I mean, even when there's more negatives than positives, like I said, as much as Norfolk Southern's been in the gutter regarding their image and their reputation, I can still rail fan them because at the end of the day, there's still something to see. Because like I said, in Myrtle Beach, there is no trains. Well, there is railroad tracks, but they've been abandoned since like what 1962 probably.
Really?
Or no, not exactly. Like the last passenger train I saw was in 1962. They never really got freight service until like the Horry County Railroad took over, and then Carolina Southern took over for a while until 2006 when they abandoned the line. And now the railroad now from the city to the lift bridge, it's owned by the city, but from beyond the lift bridge, it's actually owned by R.J. Corman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and R.J. Corman's actually working to fully restore the line.
Well, that's good.
And in fact, they're doing a pretty good job at it. Like they did tire replacements, they installed new crossings, and there seems to be some pretty more frequent trains around Conway and whatnot. But anyways, that's a bit of a tangent. But yeah, so
like I said, I don't want to be like a cultist, any Pacific Kansas Sun lover. But at the end of the day, they are a company, and yes, they are for-profit business. But when you I'm gonna look at it this way: Canadian Pacific literally built Canada as we know it today. Every school boy and girl in Canada and non-binary folks learn all about like how Canada was united with a ribbon of steel. Kansas City Southern was a wonderful railroad. They were pioneers. Instead of going east to west, they went north to south, and eventually became a dominant force in Mexico. So I could see a lot of positive and I can see a lot of negatives. But at the end of the day, no matter what railroad you support, because sometimes I compare railroads with football. It's kind of like supporting your own little team, But at the end of the day, you know what? You like trains. I like trains. You have some particular railroad you like. I got a particular railroad I like. But at the end of the day, we can talk trains.
Yeah, and that's a mindset I wish more people had, honestly. But anyways, I was gonna say this. One thing I absolutely love Canadian Pacific for was their old steamship company, like where they used to run steamships. And one of my favorite stories, and of course a story that a lot of people know, is of course the RMS Empress of Ireland disaster, where the Empress of Ireland was owned by Canadian Pacific, where they ran mail routes that would, I forgot what the route was exactly, but they would go there in Quebec City, and then it would be loaded onto a train and then delivered all across Canada, basically that way.
Nice.
And of course, the Empress of Ireland and its sister ship, the Empress of England, were built for that route and that purpose. But of course, the Empress of Ireland sank. So,
that is unfortunate.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate.
A lot of people lost their lives,
Yeah, and it was so sad too because according to all reports, a lot of the people when the Empress of Ireland departed Quebec City, there was a band playing. There was people excited about either heading back to wherever the Ireland was going, and then that happened.
Indeed.
It's kind of it's unfortunate, but you live and they say you live and you learn, but
absolutely. I just wish it never happened,
It's just a sad. The reason why the Empress of Ireland went forgotten for a while is because since it happened in 1914, it was greatly overshadowed by the Titanic.
Yeah, and also the First World War.
Yeah, so that's why the Empress of Ireland nearly went forgotten at one point.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
And of course, since her sinking, like you said, World War One started not long after, and then of course the Titanic was still in the news a lot at the time.
Indeed. So, you know what? I actually have an interesting question for both Beetle and Caden. I got a question for all you guys, basically.
What's up?
Beetle, we've had a discussion before about like how we can fix the railroad industry. Here's the idea. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you guys the floor with this, and then I'll chime in, bring my solution. But if you became a CEO of a railroad, or you became supreme leader of all the railroads in this country, what would you do to fix America's railroad infrastructure? And it could be like PR, run steam trains, or be
Honestly,
be a better company to your customers. So,
well, if that was on my hands, the first thing I'd do is ban PSR like immediately.
amen.
Because like PSR has done nothing but ruin the railroads, and it's been causing the railroads to have such a bad name because longer trains causing more accidents, and longer trains also causing more problems in the bigger cities.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'd also want to do is, immediately another thing I'd do is kick out the greedy corporate businessmen and put in legitimate railroaders in their place, like who know how operations should go. And I'm not sure what else I'd really do, honestly, since I'm more or less focused on the railroads, like in their operations kind of deal.
I see.
But yeah, that's in general. That's probably what I'd do, is just ban PSR, because it's been I blame PSR for why they're for why the railroads have been taking such a downturn in the U.S.
Indeed. What would you do differently, Beetle?
Well, if I had charge of the railroads, what I would do is nationalize them French style. I would bring them all under a single government-owned company, and then I would invest in them heavily. Like, I would give them as much money as they needed to build any new lines that they wanted, to build top-notch trains, and doing that would create jobs, and it would create wealth for the economy, and it would simultaneously greatly improve our railroad infrastructure. As long as it's perfectly legal for private companies to run around in this and flirt with disaster, then they're going to do it. So the first thing to do is to simply make it illegal for them to do precision scheduled railroading, and there are all my plans.
Yeah, and one thing I think would also be interesting too is that going back to steam programs where special excursions or like special event trains could have steam locomotives to like draw attention maybe.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
What about you, Gabe?
Even
What
under
would
the
you do
scenario that
differently
I
to
created,
railroading
we'd still have room
nowadays?
for steam engines.
Yeah.
Gabe, you there? Oh,
Yep.
there you are.
So
Hey, Gabe, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear us, but I just gotta leave the live stream. So it was nice talking to you.
Can you guys hear Gabe?
I can hear him.
You can hear him?
Oh, I just have.
That's weird. I can't hear him.
Oh,
hold on.
Sorry.
There you are. Gabe, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
So here's an interesting question for you. If you got in charge of any of the railroads or all the railroads tomorrow, and you saw all of these problems with the railroads, what would you do differently?
You just try to treat the railroads pretty good, in pretty good shape, and not to be poorly, not to have a bad reputation. Always obey the rules and regulations.
Indeed.
Again, I'm not the boss, you know.
By the way, hello Daylight Productions and hello Pacific 382. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'll put my idea, and I'd love to get your guys' opinions on it. How would I fix America's railroads? Well, first and foremost, get rid of PSR.
Absolutely.
We don't need it. It is a garbage system.
And it's a disaster.
Instead, we're going to prioritize safety.
At that point, just really enforce Operation Lifesaver.
Indeed,
you're absolutely right, Mr. RailYard. Safety is very important to the railroads.
Absolutely. I feel like with railroad operations on a lot of different roads, like particularly nowadays, Norfolk Southern, they're lacking on safety. So
Yeah, honestly, I laugh every time when I see any of the Norfolk Southern Operation Lifesaver units.
Yeah, yeah. For the past couple of years, for Denver Rio Grande Western, they have a good reputation with the steam locomotives for narrow gauge, and so is the standard gauge.
Speaking of them, I'll be honest, they have some of the prettiest narrow gauge locomotives I've ever seen.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. Anyways, as you were, what else were you gonna say, RailYard?
All right. Step number 2. I know people are gonna hate me for this. I know some people are gonna hate me for this, but I wouldn't really want to nationalize the railroad system here in the U.S. But I can give a compromise. Here's my Here's why I'm gonna make this compromise. Then I'll explain why. In the 1940s and 50s, American railroads were in the peak of their time. You had these fast passenger trains. We just came out of World War II, but after the 1950s, it went down. There were over regulations of the railroads, which is not a good idea. But and that struggled a lot of railroads. A lot of railroads were forced to merge with each other and didn't really get along. Then you had the Staggers Act, which I do support. I know there's some things that we could fix. I think Beetle, I'd like to hear your idea, especially with your idea of nationalizing the railroad, but I can see both sides of we need to put some restrictions on the railroad, but we also need to give railroads some freedom to do what they got to do. So,
well, yeah, that's why I proposed greatly increasing the railroad budget, because they are underfunded as things currently stand.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I would do with a system. But here's the compromise. There is the law. So we have a nationalized railroad already. People forget. It's called Amtrak.
We do, but the reason why they're not particularly good isn't because government-owned companies can't succeed. It's because they need funding to do their job. And the U.S. government has basically just sat there and kind of expected them to work like a private sector company and not really been willing to put the effort in. A good example of this would be the French company Transdev, which runs the majority of France's railroads. Mm-hmm. The French government just dumps money into them, and as a result, they run extremely well. They have all the resources they need. And if we did the same thing with Amtrak, we could turn them into something worth using. They're just so understaffed, underfunded, and nobody seems to care enough about them to improve them.
And the slogan, and we're going to make the slogan the actual saying about Amtrak, America's Railroad. Here's what I mean when I think America's Railroad. First and foremost, instead of thinking of the railroad, especially with the whole controversy now with the U.S. government, with a certain someone, don't like him at all, saying that we should privatize Amtrak. That's not a good idea, because I do glorify the days of privatized passenger trains that competed with each other, but we're long past those days, unfortunately. I think we need to say to ourselves, Amtrak is a service, not a for-profit thing.
Yeah. That is how it should be. I mean, there's a lot of things in this world that should not be sold for a hefty profit. And the ability to get from one place to another, and that's one of those things. A basic train travel should be respectably cheap.
Hello, Emily. How's it going? Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, but I think, I totally agree with that. Amtrak is a service. But there's so many proposals in the U.S. Southeast, where I'm from, that they want to start more commuter rail traffic. And they already got the ball rolling with Florida Brightline, but they want to start a service between Atlanta, Georgia, and Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Which I'm kind of excited for that, because that means more rail traffic in my general area. That
would be a great thing. Indeed. Let's just hope they put the money into it and the resources into it that it requires, because that will be the decision make. That will be
whether it succeeds or fails.
Yeah, and I hope and pray that it works, because I'm all for extra rail service, because it gives me more trains to see, and of course other rail fans more trains to see, and also it'll be an interesting thing seeing more passenger trains, because I hardly see passenger trains as they are.
Oh, indeed.
And
speaking of,
sorry,
since I did do a donation funding to the 1225 at Pure Marquette and Steam Railroad Institute, that's for the superheater. So it gives the 1225 be back running under Steam.
yeah,
That's
I
good to
donated
hear.
$20 for that. But for other rail fans, they want to try to donate their fundings to restore our steam locomotives to keep it alive. So that's why
Indeed.
their plan is to restore our steam locomotives.
And to that point, I will get to that point eventually, but point number 2 with This Is America's Railroad. And first and foremost, we are a service, not a for-profit venture. I think we should fix that. Number 2, we got to make a deal with the class 1s, and even class 2s and 3s that Amtrak does run upon, and say, look here, we have a law that states that you gave up your passenger trains and you gave it to us, and you, in exchange, you give us right away. So we need to enforce, hey, Union Pacific, hey, CPKC, hey, Norfolk Southern, hey, CSX, we need to run these trains. They need to be on time. People are a priority. I know people like to get their goods, but at the end of the day, if a person is on that train, they need to have priority.
yeah,
Yeah, and also do not be late. That was the
Indeed.
main reason you don't
If
want to be
they do
way
that,
too late
yeah,
for that.
I
Or
think
it
I've
may
never.
have caused confusion and delay, like Sir Topham Hatt did.
Yeah, and see, like I mentioned this to Beatles Show the other day, like that's basically how Japan works. Like they have extremely strict scheduling and rules about their passenger trains, where they have to be on time no matter what, and even if they're so much as 15 seconds late, the driver's in trouble.
Oh, indeed. But I think my idea is, if we have this agreement with the class 1s, I think if we run on the class 1s or the host railroad, and if they make us late on purpose, then I think they should get a fine, because at the end of the day, their ancestors gave up passenger service to Amtrak, and the agreement was Amtrak couldn't use their tracks and needs priority. So we need to enforce that. We need to put penalties, and we got to put incentives to the freight railroad companies to put Amtrak on the highest priority that they possibly can.
And that's why I would say UPS can kiss our asses, because UPS is the reason why intermodals always have the highest priority, even over Amtrak on the rails. It's all because
indeed.
it's all because of UPS.
And my solution to that was, there's an idea that I really think we should bring back, is the trailer trains, like the trailer trucks on tracks,
road railers.
Yep, that's the term, road railers. I think we should bring that back for Amtrak, make a deal with like certain companies, like maybe the mail service, and maybe make a deal with UPS stating, if you can put your mail or your packages on our trains, you can still do business with the freight railroad companies. But if you deliver with us, we can guarantee you we can get to this place and that place on time. So that's number 2. Number 3, we're also gonna prioritize safety. Safety, 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 safety. Safety must be important.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So I'll be right back real quick, but if you guys can comment on what I said there, please do. I think the people over here would love to hear your thoughts.
Yep.
So I'll be right back real quick.
I mean,
I'm just gonna leave this live stream for
Oh,
today.
okay.
So nice talking to you.
But
Nice.
yeah,
See you
thank
later,
you for coming
Gabe.
by.
Yeah, so I totally agree. I totally agree with all that. I mean, I don't really see anything I could, like speak up against because like absolutely, railroads need to prioritize safety a lot more because they seemingly just dump it out the window anymore. And everything else you mentioned, it's a good point. Do 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 do. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick.
Crazy news. Today is apparently National Telephone Day. Man, they have a holiday for everything. Hmm.
I am back. You still there, Beatles Show?
Yep, I'm right here.
All right.
I said something that I don't think anybody heard. Apparently, it's National Telephone Day. They have a holiday for everything.
Oh yeah, they'll have a holiday for anything and everything. um, let's see what else. What can I talk about? So if I can ask, what's the next episode you plan for your show?
The next episode, I'm having a tough decision. Currently, I'm planning on making another Super Mario parody
Oh, sweet.
in which, are you a fan of Mario?
Massive fan of Mario. I love Mario.
So am I.
I mean, I have like every single major Nintendo console and at least most of the majority of the major Mario games. I love it.
I'm a big Mario fan. I love his stuff. It's
Oh,
crazy to think there was at one point when I was a huge Sonic fan, but of course, and a really toxic one at that. Let me just say that. And so it's kind of ironic that now here I am on the Nintendo side, which is just
yeah.
kind of ironic.
See, here's the thing I like to say is that I don't hate Sonic. It's just that his games were just hard for me to focus on because I have
Fully
trouble.
agree.
I have trouble trying to focus so hard on the Sonic games. That's why I also struggle with that game Pizza Tower too because I struggle with things going by so fast.
like I said, there was a one point in my life I was this really toxic Sonic fan, but if I'm being completely honest, I don't even remember why I liked Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't remember what appealed to me about it.
I don't know. And I told you I work in an arcade, right?
You work in an arcade? No, you never told me that.
Well, I do. So the arcade I work at, we have a ton of Sonic prizes, like a Sonic drone, Sonic Slinkies, etc. And I even suggested to my the supervisor who buys all the stuff, why don't we get some Mario things? That would really sell
Heck
out pretty
yeah.
quick. But
Mario's
no,
better.
but no, his answer was like the Mario stuff was too expensive in terms of tickets or whatnot. And I'm like, really? You literally have like Yeti stuff right here for like 9,000 to 30,000 tickets. How's it a problem to have Mario stuff that's just slightly more expensive than a normal thing?
And I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
So,
Welcome back.
here's the idea for the Mario parody. Basically, Luigi wins a demolition derby by doing absolutely nothing and wins
Perfect.
and he wins a huge cash prize. But then Mario starts treating the cash prize like it's his and living a lavish lifestyle, and they start fighting each other over the money.
Are you planning to have voice roles in that?
Yes, I will.
Can I ask up front here? Can I do Luigi? I love Luigi.
Do it. Luigi's probably my favorite Mario character. I love him because he's a closeted badass. Like he seems really scared and nervous at first, but then when he gets going, he's an utter badass.
Exactly. Like I can do like Luigi. The thing I like more about Luigi's not because I'm biased because the fact that green's my favorite color, but I just think Luigi just has way more character than Mario because we see more of his like personality and his mindset and whatnot.
I love the Luigi's Mansion games.
Oh, me too.
So yeah, do me your Luigi voice.
Do you want the cartoon voice or his Italian voice?
Italian voice, the game voice.
Okay. Mario.
Oh my.
Not bad.
Mario.
Not bad.
sounded like Zig Z there. Yeah. I love
Who
that.
do I sound like?
Zig Z.
Who even is
Beetle.
that?
Hey, Beetle. Hey, Ringo. How you doing?
Just doing Mario voices.
Do Mario voices. All right. Well, hold on. If you guys follow me, I'm going to show you something. Actually, we're going to go to a different map. I'm back at Gmod.
It is me, Wario.
Wario.
I actually met Charles Martinet once, and I got.
Did you?
Yeah, I got pictures with him, and
that's awesome. He seems like the nicest guy.
Yeah, he really is. And honestly, I feel like he gives way more character to Mario, Luigi, and Waluigi more than Nintendo does. Like he portrays Waluigi as if like he's someone who's desperate for his own spotlight, and he portrays Waluigi as like this kind of like just overall this desperate kind of guy. Like every time you ask him about Waluigi, he'll say something like, "Well, you always put them into everything, but not to me." Wah!
All right.
Oh, you're playing Sunset Gulch. I love that map.
Yeah, I'm not part of the train build community in Gmod, but I have friends who are.
Yeah, I at one point tried getting into that, but I just could not figure it out for the life of me.
But I do have a solution though.
Like I know Sligwolf not long ago he released an SD40-2 model,
and that's what we're gonna play with today.
I will tell you this: the Sligwolf's trains do not work very well on that map. Like they'll run and stuff, but they confuse the switches and they derail almost instantly.
Oh yeah.
So just fair warning right there.
Warning: this train might derail. Be cautious.
Hey, Beatles Show. You remember earlier how I asked you about if you planned like any railroad themed episodes?
Yes,
I think
and
I think you should do an episode that's almost like, from the beginning of the Hard Day's Night movie where the Beatles were inside a train and Evan were in the movie, they were inside the train going somewhere, but Paul's grandfather was kind of like causing trouble. I think you should do like an episode that's similar to that, but it's like, the Beatles are on a train going somewhere with, of course, with Rocky, and then like maybe like either that what's his name, the G-Man character you had.
Ben Brewer.
Yeah,
That's what I
like
called him.
either Ben Brewer or maybe even Mr. Me or someone else is on the train with them, and he tries to like.
Everybody knows American billionaires don't use public transit. They have their own luxury SUVs.
But just Mr. Me decided to do it just for no reason. Or no, Mr. Me's on there just so he can steal ideas for his own railroad company.
Oh, that could work. That could work.
Can Mr. Me own Norfolk Southern?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be perfect.
Yeah,
actually, you know what? I haven't actually. I had this idea similar to yours that I did actually bring up to Beatle once. It was actually the Beatles riding the Canadian, and the exact same things happened.
Yeah, so like maybe like they're on a train with Rocky going somewhere, but Mr. Me realizes they are there, but Mr. Me's on there for the sole purpose of trying to steal ideas for his own railroad company, and of course he sees the Beatles are there, and he immediately plots revenge on them for what they did to him previously. So then so he tries to cause trouble for the Beatles, and then like eventually the Beatles would catch on to the fact that he's there, and it just ends with them like confronting each other, and then like Mr. Me attempts to fight, but instead he just gets thrown off the train.
By who should throw him off the train?
Rocky or Ringo, probably.
What about? I know this sounds stupid.
A creeper. No, just kidding.
Me.
Me.
I always wanted to kick someone off a train.
Yes. I told Beatles Show about this, but like I do Gmod too, but I mostly do like Splatoon art. I do Beatles art too, and whatnot. And in fact, I actually told him that I could do like this video comic of a fan episode I've written called George and the M1, where George gets a BMW M1, but Elvis steals it from him.
Oh no, that would be a crazy one right there.
BMW, that's one of my favorite European car companies.
Yeah,
they make genuinely great stuff.
Yeah, I told you a Beatles Show that where I rail fan is where a BMW plant is located.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware of the one in South Carolina.
Yeah, BMW Greer, I think it's called, and I catch their trains run I think Monday to Friday. They don't run on the weekends. But anyways,
BMW makes some jolly good automobiles.
But yeah, so like I think that could be like a funny episode idea, like the Beatles and Rocky on a train. Mr. Me's on there, and then all of a sudden, he tries to get revenge on them, but the Beatles catch on, and eventually somebody kicks Mr. Me off the train. And then, like RailYard said, it could be Mr. RailYard that kicks him off the train.
I always wanted to kick someone off a train.
I actually did try making Speed Racer as an inkling the other day.
Come on,
Speed Racer?
Yeah.
Come on, train.
I didn't
get on the track.
I didn't make a picture of him yet, but I might do that later when I go on Gmod in a little while.
Like, if you ask me, that's probably my favorite cartoon ever to come out of Japan, simply because of my historical nostalgia with the show.
And yeah, like you and I talked about the other day, like how they really focused on a lot of detailing, like stuff being focused on real world cars, real life stuff,
Mm-hmm. It's a great show. It's way better than people remember it, and yeah, I'm a diehard fan of it and always will be. Interestingly enough, I know I talk a lot about the negative parts of my own history, but I just got to say this. There was a time when I was a diehard weeaboo and would love just about anything made in Japan, even despite not really knowing anything about the country.
But nowadays, I judge Japanese-made cartoons by the same standards I judge Western cartoons. If they're good, they're good. If they're bad, they're bad. But
Yeah.
yet, Speed Racer is still one of my favorite things I've ever watched. It's
Yep.
probably my favorite cartoon ever to come out of the East.
Yeah, see,
And
like, sorry.
and frankly, I don't think I'll ever stop being a fan of the series. It's just that great to me.
Yeah, see, I was telling you about this the other day too, like how I'm really big into like those video game cartoons that they made in like the 80s and 90s. Like for as bad as they were still I still love them personally. Like you know they had really bad stories, really bad animation. They're so nostalgic. And I
I get
absolutely
you. I know what nostalgia's like.
and see like I love the Super Mario Brothers Super Show and like pretty much all the Mario cartoons I love them because they're really memorable. But when you look at, say, like the Legend of Zelda cartoon, everybody hates it because the stories were horrible, but it's still at least memorable in some way.
Huh. Let's see here. But you know it's a perfect movie where nostalgic makes me love it, but like as a history buff and as a railroad fan, it makes me hate it.
What?
Thomas and the Magic Railroad.
Okay, now that's an interesting topic. See, I understand it. I fully understand why everyone hates Thomas Manjaro, but I personally love the movie to death.
Same here.
Mostly because, you know, I grew up watching that movie all the time. I still love it. I know the story makes no sense. I know, you know, they scrapped a lot of content because it scared kids and whatnot. But at the same time, you know, I feel like in Britt Alcroft's case, that was a case of her, like, you know, another case of good on paper, bad in practice for her. Like she had a good idea in her mind, but it just didn't work out for her. And that's kind of sad.
I don't hate it. I don't hate Thomas and the Magic Railroad.
And I don't know why, but I really like Lady as a character too. Even though she seems bland, I still like her character in a way.
It's kind of funny to think one of the characters from Thomas and the Magic Railroad is actually in the show that I watch now.
Really?
Has been Hello Boston Has Been Hotel.
Mara
Wilson.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. She played Lily in the movie, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah. So honestly, I actually talked about this with a friend of mine the other night, and I said like, he asked like, do you think Thomas Magic Railroad would have been a better movie if they kept in the PT Boomer scenes and whatnot? And I said, if honestly, the more I think about it, in terms of a story, not really, because I feel like, you know, in a way, because obviously the movie was more marketed to kids, because you know it's Thomas, and I don't know if it would have been that much better had PT Boomer been kept in. Because I don't know, because at the end of the day, I think they still pretty much had the same overall presence or preset for the story when PT Boomer was removed, anyways.
Oh, I know. I bet. I think the biggest issue for me is I'm gonna be honest here. I wasn't really a big fan of the whole magic part.
I mean, I can kind of get that in some way, but honestly, the one thing I tell myself about that is that of course they called it Magic Rare because, you know, again, they intended the movie to be appealing to children. So of course, you know, children's gonna think, oh, Thomas saw magic. That's so cool.
But the one thing that I think Britt should have considered, and she did consider this when she first started the show, is Thomas, other than talking trains, the world felt real. Add the whole magic part, and then the whole like thing of this almost feels like a real place I could go to, and that's all bye bye.
See, like I can think about this with like all the Thomas movies that came out. Like, say what you want, but I still love Thomas Magic Railroad. I still kind of think I still think, you know, even though it's not a good movie, I still like it. I still like it as like a Thomas kind of like piece of media. And when I look at the other movies, like say like Calling All Engines, it wasn't. I personally think Calling All Engines wasn't that bad, but a lot of people make it out like it was horrible. But I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
And I look at what came after that. I think it was Hero of the Rails. Hero of the Rails was okay, but of course, obviously, it butchered a lot of, you know, Sodor history, and it makes no sense for Hero being a 1940s built Japanese locomotive, I think, somehow being one of the first engines to run on Sodor.
It doesn't make sense.
And then, oh boy, this is gonna be a touchy one. Misty Island Rescue. Obviously, everybody hates that movie, and for a good reason. Because, like, I feel like Misty Island Rescue is a literal epitome of, making characters for the sole purpose of being not well-written characters, which is the case for Bash Dash and Ferdinand. Like, I feel like Bash Dash and Ferdinand's only character traits is the fact that they're hillbillies.
Hillbilly.
And nothing else. And of
Nothing
course,
against hillbillies.
yeah, and then of course, Ferdinand's always being like, "That's right,"
It does get annoying.
I mean, yeah, but honestly, my problem with Misty Island Rescue is that it would have been. Misty Island Rescue actually had a pretty good story, honestly. Like, I'll give it that. It had a decent story. Like, I like how but of course the premise of it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would they trust Thomas on this free floating raft? How would Thomas just somehow spontaneously end up on an island that's somehow ends up being like 10 miles away from Sodor Shore?
And how did people not notice that island?
Because according to Salty, it's always misty.
That's a
Yeah.
load of bull crap.
Yeah. And then what came out after Misty Island Rescue? I think it was Blue Mountain Mystery.
Okay, that was a better movie.
Yeah, Blue Mountain Mystery was actually a good movie. Like, I love that they finally returned to narrow gauge characters.
Honestly, it was kind of long overdue by that point.
Yeah, and they deserve to be returned. They deserve to return that way. Like, have a movie that's surrounded by them.
Indeed.
And then after Blue Mountain Mystery, I think it was King of the Railway, which I honestly think King of the Railway is the best CGI movie.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to say it. The movie that I really liked that was Thomas' theme was like The Adventure Begins.
Of course, yeah, I was about to get to that here, but I still think King of the Railway is probably the best Thomas movie, mostly because I just like the premise of it. They brought back, an area that was from the Railway series. They introduced in a unique character who's being Steven, and it actually gives him more to like Sodor's history, which I kind of like. And then after, let's see, what came after it? I think it was Tale of the Brave, which I can't really say much about Tale of the Brave because it's kind of forgettable.
That's weird.
And
all right.
And Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Now, a lot of people can debate about Legend of the Lost Treasure, but I think it was an okay movie as well.
I will say this, Thomas. I will say this: the CGI was fine until they went with Big World, Big Adventures, and then whatever, like they just like the freaking 2D freaking toy train looking.
All
thing.
Engines Go.
Makes me want to puke.
Yeah, so like in general, the CGI movies aren't bad. Well, obviously, except Misty Island Rescue, that one was horrible. But Big World, Big Adventures, I can't really say much about it either because I haven't really watched a whole lot of it. But at least, but honestly, the one thing that I kind of find that bothers me about Big World, Big Adventures is the fact that they managed to give like these unique characters from their unique countries, like China, Australia, and wherever else. But for some reason, and when they show Thomas in America, they just had to reuse a European locomotive in place of an American diesel, which I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it does.
It really does. It just lack of regard.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's all I'll say about the Thomas movies.
So it appears that my train is moving.
Your train is moving.
Yes, indeed. We are leaving the railroad yard. Hopefully my train doesn't derail. I jinxed myself.
Yeah, I told you that the Sligwolf's trains don't really work too well on that map.
Gosh dang it. Okay, train. Okay. You You know what I do with naughty trains like you, naughty locomotives like you? Wood doink.
You know, in like the
Oh,
you know in, like the bottom of that map, there's like that town and with a lava pool. I would just throw them in the lava.
you know what? I might as well just start from there and see if I can chug. Because honestly, with this whole area here, it just makes more sense.
Yeah,
But hey, you said you had Gmod, right?
I do.
Do you want to join?
Nah, not now. See, I mean, I would join, but my Gmod's slow. I mean, even though I have a gaming computer and whatnot, and it runs fine when I'm playing it, but I have so many add-ons on Gmod that my Gmod takes literally half an hour to load up.
Really?
Yeah. 'Cause I have
Ow.
mostly because that's on me because I have so many add-ons. Well, that's because like I said, I do art. Well, I do Gmod digital art and all the time, and I do a lot of scene building and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
I mean, Beetle Show can confirm here. I mean, I made a couple art pieces for him.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
And
one?
I'm very satisfied with them.
Yeah, he sent me the Rocky model, and I toyed around with it for a little bit.
So you did the artwork the artwork for like Help?
Oh no, he didn't do that. You're thinking of someone else.
Oh, is that your girlfriend or?
No, it wasn't my girlfriend either. It was a French friend of mine.
Oh, French. Oh.
Yeah, and I did. But if you look at one of his recent community posts, he posted one of my pictures on there.
Yep, I did that.
I
wanted to show it off.
Or here, I can just share my screen, just show it here.
Yeah, sure.
Let me
Love to
just
see it.
Let me just pull up the picture here. And present, share screen. All right, can you see this? Can you see this?
Hold on. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Oh, you did that.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's cool.
And I also did. Let me find it here. I did another one here not too long ago. Yeah, I did this one I actually did this one yesterday. Let me see if I can get into that one. Here. And share screen. There, I did this one yesterday.
Let's take a look. Oh wow, that's nice.
Yes. Yeah, but the thing is here is that the models from the Beatles here, they're from the Beatles rock band, and their facial rigging is not very good.
Oh,
So it's kind of tough to make them look actually like themselves in a way. It's especially a problem with Ringo because Ringo has really broken facial flexes.
I see.
What I was thinking to do is see if I can get a hold of somebody, maybe commission them to post see if they can enhance these models with better facial expressions and better bone rigging. But I don't know how to do that, so
I see. You know what? Here's a question I want to ask you both.
What's up?
Would you be interested in doing a Beatles train trip, part 1 and 2, 3, how long it would ever be, video?
Beatles train trip. Actually, yeah.
Would you be interested in Beatle if we can all collab on it?
It doesn't sound like a bad idea. If I can't think of any other ideas for anything I'm going to do, then maybe we could try and make that a reality. Maybe.
Awesome.
I wish I could give you a more solid answer, though.
That's all right. No rush at all.
Let me see if I can find another one of. Let me see if I can find
Let's
another.
see here.
Let me see if I can find another piece of beetle art I made.
Wait. You got to be kidding me.
What is it?
Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Bus are gonna get a crossover.
Really?
I knew it. They're doing it. Oh my! I knew they were, with all the fans asking. I knew they were gonna have something happen. Gosh.
Yeah, me personally, I don't watch those shows, but that sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm in the fandoms. I got really good friends in the fans. I got fun fact. I actually got someone interested in trains because I was in the fandom.
Wow.
Yeah, and he lives in Chicago. He's in Rail Capital USA, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, America's railroad capital.
America.
America. Oh yeah. You know what? Hold on. I'll do this for Beetle. Britannia.
Rule Britannia, Britannia.
Britannia rule the waves. Britons never, never, never shall be slaves.
Indeed.
I was just thinking about that one scene from the Beatles movie A Hard Day's Night where John's in a bathtub and he sings that while playing with a submarine. He goes like, "Rule Britannia, Britannia rules," and then he just slams the submarine down and then he just sinks into bathtub.
One of my friends just posted the "Woo yeah baby" video because of the whole crossover.
Yeah,
Oh my
baby,
goodness!
that's what we're looking for.
People are literally crapping their pants over this. Oh my! I knew something like this was gonna come. I just didn't know when, but it would come. Would it come? I didn't know, but it probably did. It did. So
You've been greatly surprised.
hey, Beetle, what if just for the sake of why the hell not ironically, ha ha ha. After I asked this question, it'd be funny. What if I added a little friend of mine?
You want to try? Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. Hold on. Let me go fetch them. If I still have them, that's for sure.
I like voice acting.
I like this. Oh yeah, I do have the goods. Okay. Okay. Man, I'm loaded. Okay. Bam bam, I guess. Okay. Hey, I got a firearm for Britannia. Okay.
Oh, Britannia, Britannia rules the way. Britons never, never,
Okay,
ever
they don't
shall
have
be slaves.
Hold on, I'm gonna do some funny. Here, give me a sec. Where are they? Mr. Me, what are you doing here? Mr. Me, what are you doing here?
I'm just here, just trying to play on my railroad business.
This is not your railroad. This is mine. Now, do I have to get dirty, or are you gonna leave in peace?
But you don't understand. The railroads have such big profits, and I need to work to get as much profit as possible.
You know what? I got a little friend of mine, and he says, "Shove it up your rear end." Here's my
What?
little friend.
What?
Yes, you're gonna use this because this is awesome compared to that. Will you use this?
Oh.
I need an answer, Mr. Me. Mr. Me, look at me.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What are you trying to?
Do I have to?
No.
Okay, you know what? That's it.
Uh-oh.
And it appears it has killed me. That's ironic.
The plot twist: you both die.
The plot lesson here, folks, is don't kill each other. So let's go find Mr. Me, or what's left of him. If he's around. Oh, there he is. Is Mr. Me dead? Can I? Oh, well, I can move him. I did not know bullets can do this, but okay.
Yeah, a little trivia for you is that the source engine, what Garry's Mod uses to run, you as a player cannot move the body physically, but you can shoot the body and make it move.
That is super weird.
Well, also consider the engine was made in 2004, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know what? Screw it. We're just gonna run with this. I gotta set my switches though. Okay. And we still have that little 040.
The poor little 040.
Whee! Look, now it's a flying 440.
And it launches itself into the lava.
Well, I don't know if it did, but we got a training run, folks. We got a delivery of stuff.
You know the CBH trains, don't you?
Yeah, CBH.
They run better on that map. Like
Let me go.
they run pretty good on that map.
I think I do have something from CBH. I might need to re-download it though.
Yeah, crazy box head.
I do have this stuff. I don't know what this is supposed to go to, but looks cool.
Caboose.
Caboose, cabis, cabas, cabit.
Cabisabusa.
Oh, Orient Express car.
Hold on, I'm gonna check Gmod Workshop and look at CBH's content.
I just wish CBH had more steam trains and Slag Wolf had more steam trains.
Yeah. So the last thing CBH released was a SW1500.
I see.
He has the 440. He has a Flying Scotsman as well.
Well, that's cool.
And he does have a Great Western Pannier tank and an LBSC E2 and the Trojan. Other than that, it doesn't have much else.
I see. Come on, train. Come on, train. Do you think we can make it over these switches?
Nah, because for some reason the CB8 or the Sligwell's trains, when they run on this map, for some reason they trigger the switch and the switch just misaligns and it just instantly derails.
Huh. So I don't want to jinx it, but
there's a map called a Train Construct 2 that Sligwell's trains can work pretty good on.
Really?
Here, I'll send you that.
Okay. Beetle, are you still there?
Yes, I very much am. I just haven't really been able to think of anything to say.
All right. Well, I guess we're moving up to speed.
I'm gonna go on Gmod Workshop and see what other train models I can find.
I just wish we had something cool like those train build locomotives.
Yeah, I have no idea how I have no idea how those guys, make those locomotives work so well.
Yeah, my friend Jackboy317, he knows how to do that.
Oh yeah, there is a UP gas turbine.
Oh yeah, there it is. I didn't know we could work on it, but let's see how fast we can take this baby up to. Please don't derail. Please don't derail. Please don't derail. Hey, at least we didn't derail. If I can make it all the way to the rail yard, would you be impressed or what?
I'd be impressed, yeah.
Do you think we could do it?
Yeah, you can try.
All right. Come on, train. And hey, we're heading very fast. I don't know if that's safe or not.
Sleek Wolf's trains. There's a model of Edward.
Oh, really?
And what else is there? I remember somebody also made the. I remember somebody also imported in the really old RN trains models.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they're only models. They're not like drivable or anything.
I see.
Looks like they're
Come
gone.
on.
Though.
Come on, have mercy. I don't want to derail this train.
No, please, have mercy.
Well, you destroyed that guy without even touching him.
Well, I did. Well, I guess we can sing the song Casey Jones now because I'm running just like him. Casey Jones.
I forgot how that song goes. Dang it.
Casey Jones hop into the cabin. Casey Jones orders in the hand. Casey Jones leaning out the window, taking a trip to the promised land.
Or actually, you know what? Why don't I play a song live for you?
I don't know if oh jeez. Sorry, I'm just trying to pray that we make it over these curves.
Yeah.
Whoa. By the way, what is the horn and whistle bell?
Do what now?
Where's the horn on this thing?
Press R.
R. I will say it does have a really good horn.
It's Burlington Northern Horn.
Hey, I love Burlington Northern. I used to live right along it in Minnesota. So. Come on. Train. Come on, train.
I've been working on the railroad all the live long day. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away.
Oh, jeez! Ow! Sorry to interrupt your song, but I just died.
Imagine
I've been working on the railroad. Oh,
just
crap,
to live and die.
I've been working on the railroad. Oh, crap, I just died. That should like be a memeified version of that song. What do you think?
Yeah.
Hold on. I've been working on the railroad. Oh, crap, I just died. Precision scheduled railroading screwed me over.
I was trying to think of funny lyrics to add to that, but I'm really bad at improv. I have to write all my scripts before.
Honestly, I can think of when I get my audio situation sorted out, I could honestly try to record like a memeified version of I've been working on the railroad.
No, yeah, that'd be awesome. All right. I think it's time to leave Sunset Gulch, and we're going to take a look and see. Let's see if I can survive on a train.
I sent you that map, by the way. If you're
what?
I sent you that map that I was talking about.
Oh, really? Okay, I will check that out here in just a sec. I'm going to load this up here real quick. Don't you hear Wall Street crying? They want their money back. Wow.
I've been working on the railroad. Oh crap, I just done and died. I've been working on the railroad because of precision scheduled railroading.
Don't.
Oh, crap, I just got laid off because of PSR.
Don't you hear Wall Street crying? Fuck the
No, no, no.
Fuck the
No, 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 it's just like-
railroaders.
No, it's just like, don't you see me going home now? Fuck you, Hunter Harrison.
Yes, there you go. You know what? I'm gonna ask Mr. Me that question because Mr. Me is the epitome of E. Hunter Harrison.
Oh boy.
Hey, Mr. Me, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think of E. Hunter Harrison?
Oh, he was my business partner. We done so much together to save a profit.
Oh, there goes the train. You have no regrets of him?
Nope. He was a dear friend.
That's what you get for laying off railroaders. Uh-oh. It's Ben Brewer. Mr. Brewer, how are you doing? Mr. Brewer. Mr. Brewer. Is he are you okay?
Oh, you want me to voice him?
Yeah, could you?
What the heck are you holding that gun to me for? I'll have you sued.
I need you to answer me a simple question.
If I answer it, will you leave me alone?
Yes.
All right, fine. What is it?
What do you think of E. Hunter Harrison?
Oh, man, that man knew exactly what he was doing. He did all the right things.
Really? Really? Tell me more.
Well, for one thing, filthy peasants don't deserve jobs. And second of all, if you can't afford to get in the train, just, I don't know, get a car or something. Or just walk.
That's it.
Ah! My leg!
You really think railroaders are stupid?
If I could have done it better, I would have had him do the Wilhelm scream as he falls.
I don't know.
Oh, and I just died. Hold on.
There should definitely be a Beatles show episode where they're just on a train and they have to deal with either Mr. Me or Ben Brewer on the train. And it just ends with either one of them getting shoved off the train.
Oh no. Where did you guys come from?
Well, I got a ticket on the train, of course.
I thought you got injured and fell off the train.
Well, I came back. Simple as that.
Then how did you get back, Mr.
Free.
Brewer? How did you get back? Mr. Brewer? Are you guys going to kill me or something?
Oh, maybe we will.
Before you do, I have one last wish.
I suppose we can afford the defeated that much.
What would that be? Payment plans?
Hold on. Say hello to my little friend.
Ah!
Oh?
My leg! My leg!
I'll put you out in. I won't put you out in mercy because I don't like crying.
Oh, my ass.
You want me to make it hurt some more? Here we go. Oh, you're lucky.
Jeez.
Oh no. Oh no, it's their gang. It's the gang.
Le gang.
Stick him up, boys. What are you doing here? What did you do to our bosses? They were bad people. You should
Come
know
on.
that.
Come on, boys, get him!
Ah, fuck! They called me a dumbass. And just for that, no. Hold on, just so that I can survive. Off. You know what? Put a shotgun. Off. Well, I guess Mr. Me's gang is not as dumb as I originally thought.
Yeah, but of course they don't match the Beatles.
Well, there's a lot of blood. Oh, look at the blood.
Yep, that's source engine physics right there. Blood gets splattered all over the place.
Hey, at least it's a realistic, right?
Yeah, close enough.
Oh, hi, Mr. Officer. Can you arrest these people? Maybe. Why? Hey, what do you do with our boss? Yeah, what did you do with our boss? What did you do with our boss? I'm not telling you. You better tell us.
Better tell us what happened to our boss right now, or else we'll introduce you to our old friends Hot and Lead.
Okay.
Good grief.
Ah! That's Vidanias, bitches.
Hasta la vista, baby. Excuse me.
Hi, what did you do with our Hey, what are you doing, our boss? Ah! Oh, one just jumped off the train and died. That's actually kind of funny.
Joke is on you.
Oh gosh. What other fun maps can we take a look at? Yeah. How about Has-Been Hotel? Please, someone hit me with a 2x4. I would greatly appreciate that by now. It would be very fascinating.
Why a 2x4?
I don't know. 2x4 reasons?
Of course, the first thing I think of is Wesley Willis.
I've been working on the railroad all the live long day.
I've been working on the railroad. Oh no, my train derailed. I've been working on the railroad. Oh shit, I just got laid off.
I got laid off.
Don't you hear the papers rolling? Because I'm getting fired. Don't you see why it's going? Fuck you, Hunter Harrison.
Dude, if you want to collab on that, I would be more than happy to do that with you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's if I get my audio situation, my computer sorted soon, I can start recording again.
Indeed. Well, what am I doing here? Did I die? Did I die? What is this place?
You got shot.
Who's speaking?
I don't know.
No, Mr. Me. No. Don't tell me.
Yes, I'm back. But look at this place. It looks so perfect for a buyout. Oh, I had to imagine the profits I can make from customers at this hotel.
It's called the Happy Hotel. I need positivity, okay?
Oh, yes. That's what it's called now, but eventually it'll become the Me Hotel.
The Me Hotel. You know what? I freaking want to. I want to do an episode on that now, where Mr. Me just steals the Has-Been Hotel.
Yes. It's no longer the Has-Been Hotel. It's now the Me Motel.
Mr. Me, why do you have to be always such a pain?
What? I just all I'm trying to do is make money.
But you screw the people over. You know what? I'm gonna summon someone.
Oh, come on. Just because I took over the Krusty Krab doesn't mean that.
Oh. He killed him. Oh my goodness. What have I done?
Now, just because I tried taking over the Krusty Krab, just because I tried to sell profit margins to Eugene Krabs, I don't know.
Okay, don't do this in real life. That's a naughty thing to do. Oh no, North Koreans! There's North Korean. The North Koreans are invading. That's kind of ironic because.
Oh, don't worry. You won't have any trouble taking them down. They've got absolutely nothing that can stand up to us.
To stand up to me.
Except Kimmy Boys with his really poorly made nukes.
Yep.
I'm saying, given how poorly made the equipment in the North Korean military is, I'm willing to bet that even with their nuclear arsenal, they likely wouldn't stand a chance against any of the major military powers like Britain or France or Germany or any of those nations.
Oh! Oh! Ow! 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 My back.
I'm sorry.
There's North Koreans invading. What do we do? It's Red Dawn in hell.
Oh, come on. Was this because I said to Kim Jong-un that he could kiss my ass?
That totally sounds like something Mr. Me would do. He'd just tell a random dictator.
Oh, I died.
Like, I have more money than you. Kiss my ass, Kim Jong-un. And then they just start invading.
Oh, shit. Ooh. Wait, where are these motherfuckers? Well, at least I didn't die for. Hold on, I'm gonna teach these suckers a lesson. Ow! Fuck. Please don't nuke us, North Korea.
Please don't sue.
I am in deep shock. I can't believe it. North Koreans hate me. North Koreans literally hate me. Well, they pretty much hate everyone, don't they? At this point.
I don't know. North Korea, their government has shown some respect for Russia. But then again, Russia is always friends with all the worst people. But then there's China is their de facto ally, even though China's government has made some attempts to distance themselves from North Korea. But China is the only country in the world that will accept North Korean exports, namely their coal reserves. Well, unless I'm mistaken. Don't hold me on that one. But
right.
If I remember correctly, China is one of the only countries on the face of this planet that will accept goods from North Korea. And as a result of that, they are sort of considered North Korea's de facto ally, even though China has made attempts to distance themselves from the Kim regime and so forth.
I see. Well, I gotta take these North Koreans down, and maybe I get an honor from whoever is in charge of this place.
North Korea?
North Korea is invading hell.
Well, just because I tried to offer them a deal to turn it into me Korea.
Me Korea. Ah.
It's because I think I know why. It's
Ah.
because I did not offer enough money. I shall negotiate a meeting with Kim Jong-un again. Johnson, fire up the airplane now. But sir, we got banned. I said fire up the plane.
Oh. North Koreans are literally killing me. What do we do? And my legs are all twisted.
I'm sorry.
I can't literally believe North Koreans have figured out how to kill us all. Even in the afterlife. Well, he's gone. So you think we can liberate this place from Mr. No. Oh, they have found me. Oh,
I think I found the perfect spot to set up me industries.
no. How can you set up a private industry when North Korea's whole thing is communism?
Yeah, that's what communism means. It means that private enterprise is not legal.
Well, Mr. Me probably thinks he's above the law.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. And what's kind of ironic is that in the 1990s, North Korea did remove all mention of communism from their constitution. And a random fun fact about them, they now do allow some private enterprise in their country. So that technically makes them, by definition, no longer communist. They were at one point, but technically they don't match the definition anymore. But they definitely still match the definition of a dictatorship.
Well, at the end of the day, I still want to kill some Well, no. I want to peaceably negotiate with some Reds. Oh, maybe the news can tell us. Breaking news.
Breaking news, guy.
Well, if this is going to be North Korean state media, then we got to go full crazy propaganda here, like something along the lines of Kim Jong-un got married today, and in more recent news, there were thousands and thousands of suicides from women all over the world after they learned that the hunkiest man on earth is off the market.
Or no, it would probably be something like breaking news. Breaking news. Kim Jong-un just sneezed, and now he has a search warrant out for germs.
Okay.
I don't know. Most of the North Korean propaganda films that I've seen have tended to try and make Kim Jong-un look like some kind of god, like he can do literally anything. That's the majority of the North Korean state propaganda that I've seen.
Well, I hope that we don't turn this place, whatever it's called, to North fucking Korea.
Kim Jong-un, he faced the devil with his bare hands.
Okay, come on. Can I snipe these?
All right.
This is more difficult than I thought.
Yeah, I am gonna go and get going now. I got something else to take care of.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us.
No problem. I love.
Yeah,
to do
thank you. You were definitely fun to have along.
Yeah, I definitely love to do this again, and I'm more than willing to give you guys more ideas here and there if you're willing.
I am absolutely willing.
Before you take off, I wanted to ask what you thought of my idea for my next episode.
I dig it. Hold on, say it again. What was it?
Basically, it starts with Luigi winning a demolition derby by doing nothing at all, and he wins a huge cash prize, which he and Mario end up fighting over.
Yes, I would. I'd love that idea. I would love to. I really want to voice Luigi in that. I love Luigi.
Well, I would totally give you an opportunity to.
Yeah. Just let me know, and I will do the voice lines as soon as possible.
Alrighty.
So just one more time, I'll just do it for the sake of it. So, remember, you can always turn a profit if you offer plenty of money. I don't know. I'll see you. I'll see
So
you guys. Later.
long.
I'll see you guys later.
Take care. How do I keep getting killed by freaking North Koreans in this place? You think I can defeat the North Koreans, Beetle?
You probably can. I mean, they don't have much.
Maybe I liberate this place and I may get a reward. By the way, who's in charge of this place? Beetle, do you know? Beetle?
What'd you say there?
Beetle, do you know who's in charge of this place?
Who?
Do you? That's why I'm asking. Do you know?
What is this place?
I don't know. It's a happy hotel. Something. I don't know.
I wish I knew.
Maybe I'll ask John. John. Hey, John. Can you tell me what this place is?
Well, I see a lot of red. Do you think it might be a communist place?
I think so. But wouldn't communism be less ornate?
Well, I mean, I'm just judging it by how much I see red. But,
There's a lot of red. They must be communist nation.
wait, I see a giant pentagram up there, which can only mean one thing.
What?
I was trying to think of something really funny I could say there, like John. Like it becomes obvious that this is satanic in nature, but John just completely misses the point and makes another bogus assumption. But I couldn't think of it in time.
But hold on, maybe I'll spawn John to help me down. Spawn John to help me down. Okay. Hey,
It can
John?
only mean one thing. We're in a college student's dormitory.
No, really. It can't be.
John, I think this means we're in hell. I was going to say that.
Then why do we have this? Why do you guys have disguises on?
Well, let's just say we don't want anybody recognizing us.
Okay. You think we can defeat these communists?
Guys, they're not communists. They're literally spawns of hell itself. Look where we are.
But there's so much red. It means they're communist.
Ringo just face palms like, why do I always have to deal with the dumb ones? All right, Ringo just takes your gun. Here, let me show you how it's done.
And I'm Ringo right now. Ringo, how did you die? Look.
I don't even know what map this is supposed to be. I wish I could tell you a joke.
It's from a certain show I mentioned during the stream.
Was it Has-Been Hotel?
Yep.
I don't really know anything about that show. I know that I know it's popular, but I have never watched it. I don't know anything about it.
That's a fun show, and I actually have a lot of friends in the fandom.
What's it about?
Basically a princess of hell redeeming people.
Of hell?
Yeah. Weird, I know, but hey, you gotta be creative somehow.
I was going to say, there's a lot of TV shows and stuff that I watch that in isolation sound like a weird concept, but works really well.
Oh, indeed. Let's see here. But Ringo, you think we can meet the Princess of Hell?
Are you sure we'd still be alive after doing that?
I don't know. But how do we get back up there? Back home?
Beats me. You're the one who dragged us down here. I hoped you had a plan.
Oh, wait just a minute. I have a plan.
Does it involve killing us?
Time machine.
And how are we going to get the parts and equipment for something like that?
It's right here, literally. Hop on in.
All right. Well, I suppose I've made weirder suicide attempts than this.
Yep. I'm gonna restart this, and we're gonna pretend that they hit on the DeLorean. Bum 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 bum. All right.
Fun fact, did you know that Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane is such a big fan of Back to the Future that he got his own DeLorean that was customized to look like the one from the movie?
No freaking way.
Yep, he's that big of a fan of the movie.
Wow. All right. You ready? You ready, Beetle?
All right. Well, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, they're going to see some serious shit.
All right, here we go. Dun dun dun. No. Why is the DeLorean not working?
Well, the DMC-12 is admittedly not a very good car in real life, as much as I hate to say that. Like, it's one of the coolest looking cars that's ever existed, and I'm very, very... it really pains me to say that it wasn't a very good car in real life, but that's just the facts. It pains me to say it, but it's true. The vehicle's engine was completely gutless, barely produced any power. The vehicle did not handle as well as you might suspect. In fact, it suffered from a lot of oversteer because of how butt heavy it was. And even though a lot of very good engineers were involved in the vehicle's development, they couldn't save it from its flaws. Like Lotus, one of the best car companies in the whole world, designed its suspension system, which is really good. But ultimately, even though some really competent people were involved in the development of the vehicle, they could not save it, and it ultimately ended up being a very trashy vehicle by the standards of the car market at the time.
I see. Well,
And the
Beetle,
really sad. Oh,
yeah.
what?
What?
Well, what's really sad is that the car had excellent potential to be good. The people involved, like I said, there were many very competent engineers on the project. The only reason why they weren't able to make it what they wanted was because during mid-production, their budget was cut severely. So they had a lot of they suddenly had to just make do with what they could afford.
I see. Well, Beetle, we've been on for almost 3 hours. Can you believe that?
Oh man, we have been for a long time.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna cut it for tonight, but I'll be
All
able
right.
to talk to you later on tonight if you're okay with it.
If I'm available, I don't know if I'll be busy with my girlfriend by then, but if I'm not, if I am available, then I'll certainly let you know.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you, Beetle. Thank you, Flatiron. Thank you, thank you, Atlantic Coast Rail Fanner. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you to everyone who's joined us today. I know it was a shorter stream from a couple of days ago, but we almost made it 3 hours. I think that's plenty enough, I guess. So hope you all enjoy your Fridays and your weekends, and let's go gambling. Don't quote me on that, Beetle. Please don't.
I won't. Your secret is safe with me.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining so much. Sorry. Thank you everybody for joining. It means so much to me, and I'll catch you all another time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.